What up, everybody? Power Book 4-4 Season 2, Episode 8. Tommy made a bold move to introduce himself to Che, who represents the Estrada Cartel, showing up uninvited to Che's daughter's quinceañera. This was a move that could have cost Tommy his life if Che would have saw it as disrespect. But it was a calculated risk because Tommy knew that him and CBI were the ones who have been making Miguel look good to Che and the cartel. But this move paid off in the end as Che told Miguel that he likes the white boy. This move almost also makes Tommy untouchable because he's too valuable to the cartel and their cash flow to take out. Even though there is still the scene from one of the Season 2 promo videos where Miguel is telling somebody that Egan is too dangerous to keep alive. As Tommy was making his introduction to Che, Maria was watching everything intently before finally getting so upset that she stormed out the party, feeling betrayed by Tommy that he was only using her to get to Che. Because it was Maria who told Tommy that she wasn't going to be able to hang out with him that night because she had a family thing. And when Tommy asked her what kind of family thing, she told him it was Che's daughter's quinceañera. But also keep in mind the fact that she never told him the exact time or location of the quinceañera. So how exactly did Tommy find out the time and location of the party? I believe this is through his inside man, Nunez. Right before Tommy walked into the party, Abuela was having a conversation with Miguel, telling him to watch out for Nunez, that she's heard he was jealous that Nancy moved up before him, and if he feels left out, he won't stay loyal. Also keep in mind that Miguel and Abuela also have no idea that Tommy is in a relationship with Maria, and this is how he actually learned about the quinceañera in the first place. So with that said, there is also a chance that Miguel falsely accuses Nunez of telling Tommy about the party and has him killed. Miguel already falsely accused two of his soldiers earlier this season for setting up the heist of his shipment that Tommy and CBI actually stole but blamed on the Serbs. And as a result, Miguel had both of them killed on the spot without even an opportunity to explain or anything. And I definitely know that Miguel and Abuela didn't have that conversation about Nunez by coincidence. Also keep in mind all the warnings that Abuela has given Miguel about Tommy, and she has been right about every single one of them. So with that said, if Nunez is not falsely accused by Miguel for helping Tommy, then Nunez is already working with Tommy and will be the one to help take down Miguel. Most likely when Miguel is out of the way, Tommy will put Nunez in charge of the Insane Princess by making him his distro for that gang. There is also still a scene from one of the Season 2 promo videos where Miguel is walking around with a gun, what looks like to be at a restaurant or something like that. Is Miguel under attack on this scene, similar to how we saw Walter Flynn go down? Tommy is no stranger in finding the disgruntled, underappreciated soldier and flipping them. This is the same tactic Tommy used to take down Milan. And Tommy also utilizes Law 14 of the 48 Laws of Power, pose as a friend, work as a spy. Tommy had got the favor of Milan after Milan saw that Tommy had nothing to lose. And Milan started taking Tommy under his wing and even started saying that Tommy could one day become his successor. At the same time, Milan was very disrespectful to his own crew, especially his deputy, Pitar. So as Milan was so worried about Ghost, knowing that Ghost was already plotting on him, he never saw Tommy and Pitar coming. And after Milan's whole crew turned on him, Tommy did in fact become Milan's successor, but in his own way. Then there is also the wild card involved in this current situation, and that is Miguel's sister Maria. She could also be Tommy's inside woman to help him take down her brother. Or she could choose to put family first and betray Tommy for her family. Keep in mind that in Book 2, Diana has played Tariq twice on behalf of her family, using the whole damsel in distress act to throw Tariq off. First allowing her and Drew to steal the drugs out the Stanfield lockers, and then when she tried to set Tariq up to kill Monet, only to crash into his car so he could be killed by Kane. And the only reason her second plan didn't work is because she was interrupted by Tasha. But she still betrayed Tariq for the second time with Noma when she falsely accused him of shooting at her and Monet. But just in my personal opinion, I don't know this for sure, but I think that Maria is going to ride for Tommy. Keep in mind the simple fact that her brother won't even let her live her own life and be in a relationship, even though she's a grown woman. We have already heard the story about how Miguel killed Maria's boyfriend Carlos when he found out about the two of them, and we saw how Miguel handled Dr. Kendall, a civilian. Then there's the fact also that Maria gives Miguel his insulin shot. And just like I said about the Nunez conversation, they haven't made such a big deal about Miguel's diabetes for no reason. This will come back into play at some point, whether Maria betrays him on purpose or something happens by accident. And before I go, also keep in mind the fact that Jenard also knows that Miguel is a diabetic and has to take an insulin shot. Add that to the fact that Jenard is now familiar with needles after his short stint as a hype. So things are gonna get very interesting on these final 2 episodes of the season. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.